dream in my pocket. Took a step and I couldn't stop it. Every stumble lit a fire inside. Now I walk with my head held high. Lessons learned and bridges burned. Still I rise with every turn. This is more than just a climb. It's my moment, it's my time. No more hiding in the crowd. Gonna wear my soul out loud. The world is waiting just to see all the magic inside of me. Shine, shine like a diamond bright. Shine your light, you've got every right. You are special, let it show. Be yourself and let it flow. Stand out, don't dim your glow. You were born to steal the show. Shine, shine like you mean it. Shine so bright they can't believe it. Pages turn, but the heart stayed true. Every scar's got a golden hue. Telling my story in my own style. With every post, every smile. From the hustle to the heart. Every ending's a brand new start. Turning passion into plans. Now I'm dancing where I stand. I don't chase, I'm magnetized. My journey's written in the skies. If you're watching, hear me say, you're a light to find your way. Shine, shine like a diamond bright. Shine your light, you've got every right. You are special, let it show. Be yourself and let it flow. Stand out, don't dim your glow. You were born to steal the show. Shine, shine like you mean it. Shine so bright they can't believe it. If they doubt you, let them talk. You're the thunder when you walk.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone. My name's Narelle Warcon and I am so glad that you are here with me this evening here in Australia. So I come in from Mackay, Queensland, Australia, and I welcome everybody who's popping on, whether you're coming in through the YouTube channel or coming in through my Narelle Warcon author or LinkedIn. So thank you for joining me. It is a pleasure to be here. And what a day it has been. Oh my gosh. You talk about gremlins and things like that in the computers. Oh my gosh. It's all happening. Our website is under maintenance at the moment. And so if you're popping over to narellewarcon.com, please be aware that you won't be able to get into the website as of yet. So how are you all going? How has your day been? I know, Jean, you're coming into an early morning at 6 a.m. So thank you for joining us today. Kenton's coming in from New Zealand where it's 10 o'clock at night. Thank you so much for joining us, Kenton. Mayink, thank you so much. And I had a couple of others, and I'm just going to say Rayasheb, Girish, and Omprakash. Oh, that's a little bit of a hardie, isn't it? Thank you so much for joining in. Look, every week we come to you with Who, What, Where Wednesday. It really is enjoyable, and I hope that you're getting some value out of what I'm sharing in getting prepared. Hi, Nuno. Lovely to see you. It's always good to see people popping on from all over the world. I do appreciate and value each and every one of you because you're out there doing it. Say, hey, Glenda, lovely to see you, and to Jasmine as well. Lovely to see you coming in from South Australia. So let's get on with it, hey? Tell me how you are in the chat first. See if your day's not as good as has been, not so good as mine. So today I got a speeding ticket, but we're not going to talk about that, okay? So today's topic is Stand Tall, Shine Bright. Have we had a little think about that? Do you feel that, you know, that's something that's relatable to you? But before we go any further, I just want to ask if you could do me a favor. According to our analytics, about 70% of the people who watch this channel haven't subscribed yet. Now, that's okay. I'm not forcing anybody to subscribe. It is free. So if you want to go ahead and subscribe, if you're on my YouTube channel, please go ahead and do that. However, if you're enjoying the content and want to support the channel, a simple thumbs up really helps boost us with the algorithms. And these days, everything. Hey, Abdul, lovely to see you. Everything revolves around algorithms. And it's not just me, it's every YouTuber, every person that does something online, everybody who uses a platform, whether it's social media platforms, and there's so many of them out there. It really does help if you put a thumbs up, a love heart, leave a comment, and particularly after the recording, or after this live, I mean, and the recording, please, that would be really good. So I'm here to bring you the best information on being prepared, and your support helps me do just that. So when you support my channel, it helps me to keep going, that you want to see this information, that you want to share it out, that you find it of value, that you do want to share that with other people. Hi, Vimal, lovely to see you. Thank you, Kenton. I appreciate all your positive and beautiful messages. Also, you too, Jean. I'm here so to all my amazing new and loyal subscribers, thank you. Your support truly means the world to me. And it does. It means absolute amazing. You're just all amazing. And I want to be able to bring that value to you. So there are a couple of things that we need to go through today, and I'll go through the topic first, and then I'll come back because I want to share a little bit of information with you that we can help you in some way. So stay with us, okay? And I'll get through this topic as quickly as we can, okay? So we've been walking through some powerful truth over the past few weeks. We talked about the cost of playing small. Remember that one? We reminded ourselves that you're not late, you're right on time. And today we take another step forward, okay? So the message today is simple but strong. Stand tall, shine bright. And I know that there's many people out there that have taken back seats in their lives and things like that. So let's talk about how we can do this and come into being more of who we are. So it's not about being perfect. It's not about being loud. Okay, there's some loud people out there. And that's okay, because that's their personality. Don't ever judge anybody on who they are just because you think they shouldn't be that way, okay? So it's about being present and being willing to stop hiding who you really are. So it's no longer good or right for you to be hiding away yourself. You are just as important as everybody else. So thank you for all those popping on. If I'm missing anybody, I will come back to you in a minute. So part one is stand tall, a decision to show up. Okay, standing tall isn't about how others see you. And this is a really big one, because so many people are worried about how others are going to perceive them, or how they look at them, or if they think that they're not doing a good enough job. This is not about this. Okay, it's not about how others see you. It's about how you decide to carry yourself from the inside out. So have you been doing that work on yourself? Have you been working, getting, prepared, preparing yourself for what's coming, not just in our business, but in life in general? Yeah, Jean, absolutely. It's about being fully yourself. And too many people I see are too scared. They don't want to talk up. They don't want to say or speak up. But anyway, we'll go into this a bit more. So it's easy to let life, disappointment, or people's opinions make you shrink. Okay, so we feel low, we feel down. We don't want to stand up because we're not like them. You become soft, you become, in the background. Look, I'm going to share this here because I wouldn't normally share this, but I have Aboriginal daughters, two Aboriginal daughters, South Sea as well, and myself. Of course, they got a little bit of me in there. But back in the dark ages, let's call it that, there was a time when Black people were told to take one step back. Okay, hey, Sajamamara. So Black people were told to take a step back, because they weren't regarded as having any sort of intelligence, or they were, because of their skin color, they were told that they weren't important enough, that the white person always wins out. And it's so against everything that I believe in. But if you've been told that, whether it's a cultural thing, or whether it's something that it could be religion, it could be just family handed down over the years. You are definitely enough. Okay, so sometimes we learn to step back because it feels safer. Okay, but standing tall is not pride. So don't think it's about ego, it's clarity, knowing that you don't have to pretend or prove, you just have to show up with truth. Now, this is where it changes a bit, because when we are standing in our truth, hi, Lock and Sing, lovely to see you. When we're standing in our truth, we shine differently, okay? Because we don't have to lie, we don't have to pretend, we don't have to prove, we don't have to do any of those things when we know who we are. You know, you're not an adult and not know who you are yet. There are certain things about you deep inside your gut sometimes that you don't let out, about who you really are, what you've been through, what you've changed in your life, how strong you've been to come through some battles in life. Okay, they're all the things that other people are waiting to hear. So you don't have to be finished to stand tall. You just have to be willing. Okay, so you don't have to be finished. Some people think, I'll just start here, and I'll just start when I get this, or I'll just start, maybe next week. There's all different reasons as to why or when we start. So here's when I started doing this, let's just say that, you heard about my story, you've seen me many times, you know about my life coming through domestic violence. But when you stand tall, when I went for that job in the mines, and I had to stand tall, and I was so shaking inside, and I had to be so brave. But just working on coming on here and being out there for the world to see me, hear about my life story, share that so that it brings hope to another person, and then moving forward, shining the light on others, which was made me shine in the sense of how I felt inside about each and every one of those who came on and shared that little diamond inside of them that grew more, that I could see from them sharing their story. And then coming to you and moving forward with being prepared, getting prepared, getting ready, set, go, let's go. What are we doing in the meantime? So many people are sitting around just waiting for something to fall in their lap, whether it's a business, a job, whether it's a relationship. You can't sit back and do nothing. you know the time is now, and never wait to be ready. Absolutely. There is no day or time or date that you're going to be absolutely 100% ready. It just doesn't happen. You have to take the bull by the horns and go, you know what, I just got to do this. Okay, so today's quote is, you were not made to shrink for the comfort of others. You were made to rise with clarity and purpose. Okay, so we all have a purpose. You may not have quite found it yet, and sometimes we go in one direction and it brings it back. But if you go deep inside, you'll know what your purpose is. You know what you've been through. So, part two is shine bright. Give yourself permission to be seen. It's okay to be seen, it's okay to be you. You know, let's talk about shining bright, and let's be real about what that actually means. So this isn't about putting on a show, it's about living without holding back. So how many times have you held back in your life where you think, no, 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 I can't say that, I can't do that, and you're putting restrictions on yourself. You don't have to be blurting out, you don't have to be the center of attention here. You just need to be real and true to yourself. Okay, true to yourself. Okay, so we've been taught to tone it down, settle down, keep it quiet, you know, make yourself not be seen, sort of thing, or make sorry, we've been taught to tone it down, keep it quiet, or make ourselves smaller to keep the peace. How many times have you just shut up? Hey, Joni, lovely to see you. It's really lovely, and I am great today. Um, yeah. So, but that's not peace. That's pressure. So every time somebody says something to you about, that's, you're too loud, you're too this, you're too that. Okay, speaking when you'd normally stay silent is something that I suppose we have to develop within ourselves. So you should try it a little bit. So to shine means offering what you really have, not just what feels acceptable. How many times have you gone to say something and gone, oh, no, I better not say that, because you're worried about what the other person's going to say about you. Okay? So to shine means letting people see the real you, not the version that feels safe. How many of us do that? Okay? We only want to show the good side of us. We don't want people to know. I tell you what, everybody knows about my life. If you've read any part of my book, you will know that I'm very raw and real, and I have told some big stories in there about my life journey. There is some funny bits, and there is some sad bits, but I came through, and I'm here today because I kept stepping up. Okay, I had to grow inside. I had to change who I was, and sometimes change is a good thing. Many people think I can't do that because changing is stepping out. Changing isn't staying in that safe place anymore. And it takes a lot of courage to do that. So you don't have to wait to be chosen. You're already been equipped. You already got it all. You've got it all inside of you, but you have to allow that. Okay. Your light isn't for decoration, it's for impact. You can impact so many people's lives just by being who you are, just by sharing your story, just by sharing some of the things that you've been through, just by saying, hey, I'm here, and lending a listening ear. Okay. You shining bright might be the exact thing someone else needs to believe they can rise to, just as I was saying. If you allow somebody, I'll come back to that, Jean. I want to read that. If you, sorry. Okay, so if you're sharing your story and you're holding it inside of you because you think that people are going to judge you, which it doesn't matter even if they do, because it's none of their business. They didn't live your life, you did. Okay. And people see things differently. They say put 20 people in a room, and if something happened, somebody got shot, 20 people would see it 20 different ways of how it happened. So remember that whatever their opinion is of you is their opinion, and it's none of your business. So and I will come back to that. So the quote for this step is, the moment you decide to stop hiding, someone else gets permission to stop hiding too. So you're giving somebody else permission. Can you imagine how impactful that is when another person was brave enough because you were brave enough? I was brave enough. I was brave enough to come on here and share my life story, which impacted a lot of you who come on here, because you were able to see that, oh my gosh. And the old saying, if she can do it, well, so can I. Have you ever thought that when you've heard somebody speaking? Well, if they can do that or say that, then maybe I could too. Now, I just want to read that one, Jean, that you put in there. As a kid, I was often told I smiled, talked, and laughed too much, too loud, and weird too. Weird, I can understand. And you know what? We're not going to fit into everybody's box, and don't try and do that, because if you try to fit into somebody else's box, you will never, ever, 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 ever be able to, okay? Because you're putting those expectations on yourself. Hi, Jeff. Lovely to see you. You're putting those expectations on yourself that I've got to be like this, or I've got to be like that person, or that person's got it all together. I don't have it all together, okay? I have days when I don't have it all together. And I come on here and you might think, wow, Narelle's really got it all together. But I don't, okay? Every day I have to work on myself. Every day I have to wake up, and I wake up with gratitude and thankfulness of what I do have here in life. On the 1st of April this year, as you know, I had a heart attack, my third one. The first one was open heart surgery. The second one was 2 years ago. And the recent one was the 1st of April. As we know, our dear Marty is in hospital and he's recovering with rehabilitation. And what happens when you're brought sort of into a position of ill health, or something happens like a heart attack, or with Marty, what happened with his respiratory, and lungs and all of that sort of thing, makes you think about your own mortality. And that can be really difficult. Hi, Francine, lovely to see you. It can be difficult in the sense of when you look at your own mortality. We're all getting older, and I'm 64, Marty's 65, And you're at an age where you sort of look at things and you know that things need to change. Okay, don't wait till you're older. You've got the choice right now at a younger age to be able to go, you know what, I'm going to take some of these things on board, whatever suits in with you, and I'm going to change things around in my life so that I can be impactful, so that I can be a voice for others. How many in your communities, I know with say PNG, there's many there that help out each other. They help out their families, and they think nothing of it because it's part of who they are. So make whatever you're going to do a part of who you are. Where did you come from? Your culture, the way that you were raised. Have a look at some of those things that you were taught, and do they align with who you are in your life? Not your parents' life, not your grandparents' life, and not your future or your siblings or children that you may have in the future. Hey, Vivine, lovely to see you. It's so wonderful. I always love it when Vivine pops in because I know she's usually on her way home from work. So it's so wonderful to see you, Vivine. Okay, so that's enough about me talking. Excuse me, the old itchy nose. Part 3, what's holding you back? So what is holding us back? If we're honest, there's always something trying to pull us back into hiding or into safety. Isn't that right? You get that first knockback and you think, oh, I'm just going to run back to where I feel safe. I'm not going to say anything more. I'm not going to speak up. I'm not going to say or let my voice be heard, and it's so easy to go back into that. But every day, remember that you've got to work on that. So ask these questions of yourself. What keeps you from standing tall? Is it something that you've taken on? What's the voice in your head saying when you start to shine? Oh, this is scary. Oh, this is hard. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I don't know if I'm saying the right thing. Stop the chatter. Okay, the chatter does nothing for you. It's not usually positive. It's usually something in fear. So are you afraid of being judged, misunderstood, or feeling that you're not enough? Okay, these are the things that honestly, even every week before I come on, I get really nervous. Okay, because I know that I've prepared, but in coming on, you feel a little bit, am I going to be of value this week? Am I bringing that value to who you are? Okay, whose birthday was it, Jane? Just write in there. Okay, so you don't have to fix it all at once. So I'm not saying to you, happy birthday, Jeffrey, too. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I hope you had a happy and blessed day. 65, it's a great age. Let's hope we've got 30 more years in us. So you don't have to fix it all at once, okay? But today, choose one thing you're letting go of. I'm letting go of the chatter in my head. I'm letting go of that feeling of insecure. I'm letting go of something that somebody told me, because there is a saying that says, forgiving, I don't forgive others. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I know it's about forgiving others. You don't do it for them, you do it for yourself. It's peace within yourself. If somebody's done wrong to you, then let it go, because you can't change it, okay? Can't change that past. Okay, so our quote for this step is, anything that tells you to hold back is not the voice of your future. It's the echo of your fear. The echo of your fear. Remember that past? I'm not good enough. Somebody told me this. It keeps coming into my head. That's what you have to work on. It's the mindset. It's the staying positive. It's the being around positive people. It's being around people who uplift you. Find those people. If it's one person, fantastic. I've lost a few friends over the years because sometimes the path forward is not with them by my side, if you know what I mean. It's been very hard, I can tell you. It's not or an easy thing to do that. Okay, so part 4, your light matters. You don't need to wait for things to get easier. You don't need a big platform or more people cheering you on. You just need those beside you who are going to uplift you. Okay, somebody has seen your light. Hi, Pereru. One day I'll get it right. I'm sorry. Um, Let go of the echo of fear. It's a big one, Francine, isn't it? You know, that's a really good quote. I love that. So you don't need a big platform. You can be that silent person who helps people. You don't have to put it out there. You just got to feel good in here, knowing that you have achieved something that you wanted to, something moving forward, something where you've said, you know, I really want to do this, but I'm too scared. And you stepped out of that and you did it anyway. Okay. What you need is already in you, and it's time to trust it. So, do you trust who you are? You know, do you trust, sorry, that person, that heart, that mind, that soul that's inside of you going, you can do this, you know? And that voice gets louder and louder. You can do this as soon as you start achieving, as soon as you start moving forward, as soon as you start saying, yes, yes, I can do this. I want to do this. I know I can do this. You know, the world doesn't need a more polished version of you, it needs a more present version of you. So, again, be present, show who you really are, speak up, you know, do those things that you feel good for you. You know, when you do something that feels good in your belly, in your heart, in your soul, you want to do more of that because it does make you feel great. Okay. Okay. Someone who's willing to show up honestly, fully, and consistently, even while growing. So that's what's really, you know, I know every week I look back and all I say is that's really important, but it is really important. Okay. So I want to give you a bit of a challenge for this week. So share something you've been holding back. Now, you can do it in the chat or you can just write it down. Speak up in a room you usually stay quiet in. You know, are you speaking up? Can you speak up? Will you speak up? You know, these are some challenges for this week. Try the thing you've been waiting to be ready for. So remember, you'll never be ready if you don't take that first step. Then how do you know what it's going to be? It's no good putting false um, impressions on yourself of what you think everything should look like because it doesn't always turn out that way. Trust me. So you're not behind, you're not too late, you're here, and that's enough. So this week, choose to stand tall and don't be afraid to shine bright. I would love to see each and every one of you shining your light brighter and brighter each week. You know, the ones that come on here and support me, thank you ever so much. Your comments uplift me so much. It really is amazing. Thank you so much for Vinay. Love you so much for being here and for your kind super chat. That's really, really special. So the quote for this is the goal isn't to be impressive. The goal is to be honest, consistent, and present. Okay. So be consistent. We've talked about that in previous. If you want to go back over some of my lives, you will find that the namings are on them, or the titles, the topics. Have a look back. If there's something that stands out for you that you think, oh, I'd like to listen to that one, maybe, you know, that's going to be something, sorry, excuse me, something that resonates with you or something that you'd like to learn a little bit more about. Now, before we go on, I just want to say that we've been speaking over the last couple of weeks is, thank you so much, Jeff. That's beautiful. The last couple of weeks about doing an over the shoulder, helping you to be able to get ready, be prepared, and help those people. So we're looking at putting together a Zoom, okay, where we will invite a few people on and we will have or available to you to put your email in so that we can select a few and do that over the shoulder. So we will go through your or you can watch along with me going through certain things so that you can then apply them at that time to your own social medias, getting prepared, you know, if you've got the right equipment, if there's things that you want to see. You know, sometimes I learn a lot by watching, okay? Reading, not so much, just reading, but if I learn a lot by watching. So keep an eye out for that. If you are interested, then you can send me a private message, either on Facebook or here, or on my info at narellewarcon.com, info at narellewarcon.com. Sorry. Duh. Just send me a message and say I'm interested in the Zoom, anything like that, because I think over the shoulder where you can step by step along, we can go over some of the things that we've gone through, and over these last few weeks, but it'll just be a select few for now. And as we get stronger into this, where we find more value, and those people then will find that uplifts who they are. And that's what we're all about. It's about uplifting. Now, I thank you so much for listening for that. Also, I wanted to speak a little bit. Red Redfern did a live at 3 o'clock this morning, and it was about, he called it reinvent. So he was talking about reinventing business, okay? Reinventing our businesses. What are we doing? How are we looking at things? How are we changing? And sometimes things need to change. Now, in business, absolutely, you can go for so long and then you change things. When I had my florist shop, I was forever changing things around. So whether it was Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Easter, whether it was coming up for Christmas, I was always changing the shop around so that when people came into my shop to buy flowers or order certain things, I had a lot of gift lines as well, because I just love those things. But when they came into the shop, it was always different. Okay. So in business, we need to keep changing. We need to creating something exciting. And the same goes for ourselves. So reinventing yourself involves personal growth, transformation, and adapting to new circumstances. So are we adapting to new circumstances in our life? Things have changed for us, even in our business, but what are we doing to change ourselves, to step up to that plate and go, you know what, maybe I need to change. Maybe I need to look at how I'm sort of handling these things. So whether you're seeking a career change, whether it's in a job or in our business or anything like that, or a personal transformation, which I think we all go through, and some of us go through many, 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 many times. Reinvention means making intentional changes in your life to align more closely with who you want to be. So who do you want to be? Who are you? Have you looked at that? Have you written down things that maybe stand out for you? Because we are going to help uplift you. We are not here. This is not for my own personal growth. I do this because I want to help each and every one of you and uplift you, not only weekly, but all for a long time, till I'm gone, maybe. But it's about uplifting each other. And I know that there's so many beautiful uplifting messages and comments in the chat. So thank you for that. We will get back to that. So like any significant journey, reinventing yourself begins with a single step. And many of us are afraid because sometimes you can't see that first step, but it's there. Trust me, it's there. And when you take the first step, then the second step will be there. And it starts to get a little bit easier. It's not a step like this up a hill, it's just a step forward, a step into the unknown. And if you research, you come here every week, you learn something new, you can apply that to your life without having to make a woohoo about it. Okay, you just need to take that first step. So first, reflect on what you truly want. Once you've identified your direction, set actionable goals and break them into manageable tasks. Too many people think, I want this, and it's right up here at the top of the hill, but they don't look at the steps it takes to get there. No road to anywhere is straight. It's hills, valleys, it's ups, downs, it's curves, it's sharp bends sometimes, and it's totally going off the path completely sometimes, and taking a brand new path, which is scary. Okay, so remember, every step, no matter how small, is progress. Okay, every step you take is amazing, and every step is towards your goal to being more of who you are. So you need to stand tall and shine that beautiful bright light that I know is in each and every one of you. reinventing oneself. Absolutely. And like I said, because Red shared that last night, it really sort of struck a chord in me to say, you know what, it's about reinventing ourselves. Who are we and how are we moving forward? What are you doing in this time of waiting? Are you getting prepared? Do you want to be prepared? Do you want to stay where you are? Because stuck in the mud is not a place that's going to get you anywhere fast soon. Okay, so remember that we each have the ability to do it. We each have, or we each have, it's our responsibility, put it that way. It's our responsibility to move forward every day, every week. We have the choices. And again, Red has spoken about choices many times before, but we all do. Every day we know in our lives, we, restart or readjust. Absolutely, Jeff. Sometimes you have to restart. Sometimes you just have to adjust. Sometimes the step might be bigger. Sometimes the step is smaller. So every time you look at that and see where you're going, that's what's going to drive you forward, because you're looking at here thinking, who am I? Who do I want to be? And what are my goals and my purpose in life as to moving forward? Okay, so next week's topic, we've just got a lovely short one tonight. Next week's topic is lead with what you have. Okay, lead with what you have. You're ready to start, even if it's not perfect. So how many of those of you who are just ready, set, go, ready to go, ready to hit the start line and want to take off, because this is about your choice. This is about stepping up, remembering you don't have to be perfect, okay? There's nothing wrong with being imperfect. In actual fact, that's the best way to be. So I'm going to come over here to the chat quickly because I know, it is a good time to ask any questions you might want to. If you want any explanation a little bit more on the topic that we had today. I think you all know that Stand Tall, Shine Bright is about each and every one of you, okay? So just let me scoot up here a little bit and see, Kenton, if you're looking for a place where you can be uplifted, inspired, truly be seen. Thank you, Kenton, for that. I love that you're sharing. And we're all moving forward together. Remember that, and if you feel somebody's a little bit ahead of you, just remember that person had to go through so much, and they're always willing to turn around and give you a hand up. Okay, that's what's really important here, is that we're uplifting. Yes, we move in different paths. Yes, we move at different speeds, but we're always willing to turn around and give that person a hand up. Remember that there's always somebody there. Abdul, thank you again for joining us. Nuno, lovely. Thank you for all your comments in here. Abdul, Jean, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Trying to make it a little bit less so that I'm not keeping you all up and on your phones or computers or whatever. Fully yourself. I love that. It is about stepping into who you are. I could come on here every week and be worried about what everybody thinks of me. But I'm way past that, way past that. Saja Monur, thank you so much. And again, I only did that to see if I could say it right the second time, but I didn't. Sorry, Jean, I missed that one. Vivine, thank you again. I absolutely love and adore you. Thank you for your super chat. These topics are fully inspiring and also bite-sized, so we can take it. I do want to say also, because our website is down for maintenance, I do apologize about that, but when we can, you can head over to narellewarcon.com/ready, set, go, and pop your email in there and receive all of the every week that I talk about things. I put it down in an easy to follow format, step by step, right back from when we were talking about YouTube and social medias and what to prepare for and how to prepare to make sure that you're actually, you're there. You're getting prepared little by little, is better than nothing at all. So, what makes work even more impactful is heard. You're too kind, Kenton. You're too kind. But thank you so much. Janie, thank you so much for joining us. A dear friend, many of you support me on my YouTube channel. And like I said, you know, it's not all about the subscription. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. That's great. If you don't, you know, it is free. But please give a thumbs up because it does help with those algorithms. And we want to get this out there. You know, we want people to know that there's a safe place to come where they can just listen in, you know, write a chat or two. Certainly leave something after this lives in the YouTube recording. I would love to see those, and I do get back to each and every one of you. I personally thank each and every one of those who leave comments on my YouTube and in LinkedIn and in Narelle Warcon author. So thank you so much for that. I do appreciate. And remember that, you know, coming up, we're going to be able to support each other in each other's whatever we've got with social medias and things like that. Particularly a shout out to YouTube in particular. There will be something coming in the near future where we're going to be able to support each and every one of your channels for those who have a YouTube channel established, not so much hundreds of people or thousands of people, but for those who are starting off, we're looking forward to being able to support each other. So just remember that. I read through that. Jeffra too, thank you so much, and happy belated birthday to you. I'm sure 65 is going to be fantastic for you. And I'm just going to scoot through here quickly because we're coming up for time. Jean, thank you once again. And all of those who have, let's make it 30. Yes, please, everybody, before you leave, and those who are watching, scoot over to my YouTube channel and give me a thumbs up. We would really appreciate it. Remember, it's not all about subscribing. That is important as well. And like I said, it is free, but please pop over and at least give me a thumbs up or a heart. That would be appreciated. I really appreciate each and every one of you for being here this week. If I've missed anybody, my apologies. I will come back and have a look at the chat a little bit later. Next Wednesday, remember, our topic is lead with what you have. So remember, what do you have inside of you? You need to think about that. You're ready to start, even if it's not perfect. So remember, it's not about being perfect. You can join me again next week on Who, What, Where Wednesday. Thank you once more to each and every one of you. God bless you all. Now, I'm just going to quickly look at my notes because I know I had a couple of things written down here. So remember to keep prayers coming for Marty. There was a video called The Three Stooges. I'm hoping to have that on my channel as well. It was a live. I think they went live. Marty was on there. Chris Johnson. There was also Julie Wen. And there was Marty's son, Zachary. It was so lovely to see him and the love that he has for his dad and the support that's been there for Marty. So keep your prayers coming for Marty and his family, and particularly his wife, Dawn, who's, you know, an absolute rock for just being there and supporting and you know, looking after the grandchildren while Marty's away as well. So like I said, every one of us is family, and we need to excuse me, keep an eye out. So have a look at that video. Keep praying for Marty. I've talked about that. And like I said, we will be doing something in the future where it's an over the shoulder. You can watch as I do things so that you can apply them to your own channels, to your own platforms of social media, and just get ready. Okay, so we just can check on what you've actually got, what you're doing, and how you're going to be moving forward. So let's do this together, stronger together, I say. So thank you once more. Love to you all, and blessings. Have a fantastic Wednesday if you're coming into Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your day for all of the rest of us. And we shall see you next week on Who, What, Where Wednesday. My name's Narelle Warcon, and I love you all so much. Bye for now.
With a dream in my pocket, took a step and I couldn't stop it. Every stumble lit a fire inside. Now I walk with my head held high. Lessons learned and bridges